I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. What? Oh, you want me to do a review? Well, of course, that's why you're here. Why else would you be there? I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it. You listen. Today's story, I don't get. I really don't get. Why? Well, let me read it to you and you will find out. The story is called Peter Pan by Eagle Span. Peter Pan by Eagle Span. I'm sorry. This is a Dragon Heart fanfic. Remember that. It's rated K, it's in English, it's humor, and it has 1 review. And I'm going to read that review when we're done with the story. Hello. Yeah, this is my first fan fiction story and now I feel happy. It took a while to figure out how to use this, but I made it, yeah. By the way, I do not own Peter Pan and if at night when you hear a big wham on your window, here is a guess. Huh? Oh, and buddy, you need to learn to capitalize the first letter of the first word in the sentence, because if it's in the beginning of the sentence, it should be capitalized. Yeesh. The Night with Peter Pan. In an apartment in New York City, Kel Finchman was asleep in his bed. I thought that Dragonheart took place in, like, the 12th century. Actually, he was starting to slip off a bit to the left with his arms outstretched over his head, giving the impression that a drunk and / or pissed off, okay, if you're going to have the word, whatever, pissed off man with a cement roller did their job there. Kel had light orange hair, had freckles all over his face, usually had a pair, okay, wrong pair, this is how they spelled it, P-A-R-E, that's not the right one. In fact, I don't even think that's a word, period. No, I think that's that's misspelled altogether. It's supposed to be spelled P-A-I-R. Let's continue. Of huge and powerful dark-rimmed glasses, also huge buck teeth. He has the look of an orange-spotted owl with dentures. Still, I don't see any Dragonheart in here. Maybe it's supposed to be a crossover with Dragonheart and Peter Pan. Anyway, it was about midnight and he was dreaming about a sweet chick that goes to the same school that he had a crush on forever. I think you mean had. And really wanted a date for some time. But the chances of that were 100 trillion, I think. Yeah, 100 trillion. I could go on forever, so let me leave it that the odds were infinite to on in this matter. And I love how you end the sentence with a period. Notice the sarcasm in my voice. He was getting to the good part of the dream that I can't put into detail right now, when, sadly, he woke up from a big wham on his small room window. Kel or Keel, it's spelled Key or K-I-E-L, so it's either Kel or Kyle. That's a weird way to spell Kyle if you think about it. Stumbled out of bed with a big thud. He lay there dazed for a couple of seconds, then sat bolt right. Then sat bolt right? That doesn't make any sense. How about then he bolted up into a sitting position? That would make more sense. Realizing that he was back in reality. Darn it, he looked up to the heavens. Why? Why do you have to punch me like this? What have I done to you? He looked at the window and saw a smear all over it. Kyle just rolled his eyes and walked over to see if another stupid bird had seen its life pass by before its eyes as it arrived at the bird poop covered pearly gates with the rest of its skin. But instead he found something a lot bigger than a bird, lying there on the fire escape stairs with an expression that looked if it had a challenge with a bull to head combat but lost, was a boy wearing all green. I still don't see any Dragonheart in the story. Kyle cocked his head a little bit with his mouth slightly open, giving the nerdy look. He wiped off the drool off his face. Okay, you don't need the word off in there twice. Opened the window and stepped outside. Sure enough, it was a boy wearing green tights, a green shirt, and a Robin Hood hat with a feather sticking out of it, and he wore an empty seat, or sigh, or whatever, that was tied to his brown belt. Kyle also noticed a big bump on his head, which was the size of an apple. Wait a minute, why is he wearing tights? And why is there an exclamation point at the end of that, not a question mark? It's supposed to be a question. Kyle slapped the tights-wearing kid with a nerdy, pathetic slap. The kid came to. Wrong too, bozo! It's supposed to be T-O, not T-O-O. With a start and almost scared Kyle off the fire escape. Gah! It wasn't me. Blame Toodles. He did it. He knows Kyle. Ah! An orange-toothy owl. It's gonna eat me. The kid reached for his knife to find his whatever, empty. Crap. She took that too. Oh crap. Then he huddled into a ball and started to suck on his thumb and rocking back and forth cowardly. Okay, first of all, this isn't a Dragonheart fanfic by the looks of it. And second of all, Peter Pan does not act like this. Jeez. Kyle was standing there, confused. He asked, excuse me, but who are you? Don't you mean then? He asked. Don't you mean you're with an apostrophe R-E and not Y-O-U-R, you idiot? Not going to eat me? The kid stammered. Now, Kyle was starting to think for a little bit. He never had been feared before, and this was once in a lifetime thing here, so why not take advantage of it? If you don't answer my questions, I will eat your liver, gore your eyeballs out, rip out your stomach, and use it as a wallet. Got that? The kid nodded fearfully as his eyes went wide, but then suddenly narrowed them as if Kyle was going to gorge his eyes out any time, but still had the fearful expression. Okay, now what is your name? Peter Pan. Kyle thought now he was dreaming. Okay, why was dreaming one word? It should be two words. Still, but oh what. The word O is very simple to spell, isn't it? It's just an O and an H, an O and an H. And how did they spell it in this? As just an O? How could you fuck up with that? Seriously. Where is Tinkerbell? Got eaten by a frog on the way here, and boy, it was sure having happy thoughts. Okay, why are you here? In search for Wendy to get back my knife, but she moved away and now I'm looking for her. Why did she take your knife? She said that boys my age can't play with weapons. Peter Pan paused, thinking it over. I wonder if it counts for girls, too. Why are you wearing tights? I crapped my pants one time and I had to get a new pair, so I decided to steal one. Did you know that tights are for girls? Peter Pan stared at Kyle with his eyes wide and screamed, What? Kyle just stared at Peter Pan blankly. This was either a crazy kid that didn't know the difference between tights and pants or just an extreme weirdo. In this case, it was probably both. At that moment, Peter Pan found his chance of escaping and quickly flew off into the night. Kyle just stared where he took off and wondered if he knew that he was heading toward the other building across the street. He could hear another wham, and that seemed to answer his question. But oh well. Let's read the review. And it better not be a good review or I'll scream. First of all, nice fic, it was actually funny. Second, wrong section. If you look, there's already a Peter Pan archive. This is Dragonheart. Well, this review was half and half. But still, part of it said it was good, and it was not good. It was a waste of time. It was stupid. It was stupid. It was stupid. And how could this person... I mean, I can understand if you're someone who's new at fanfiction.net, but you want to know something? When I first started off on fanfiction.net, I had a brain to know which sections to put my stories in. It's not rocket science. Hello! Peter Pan and Dragonheart are nothing alike, so there is no excuse that this stupid story should be in Dragonheart. And seeing someone, the first review this person got tells them, it's in the wrong section, you'd think the author would have moved it, but clearly this author is too lazy to. Well, seeing this isn't a Dragonheart fanfic, it gets... It should be in the Peter Pan section. Judging it on a Dragonheart standard, it sucks because it's not really a Dragonheart fanfic. But if this was in the Peter Pan section, this is what I have to say about this fanfic. It still sucks. It's a waste of space. It's stupid. It's pointless. Who the hell is this nerdy kid? Is it supposed to be like the author or something? I don't know. And why the hell did they rate Peter Pan out of character? And it makes no sense that Tinkerbell would get eaten by a frog. And why would Wendy steal Peter's knife? Is Wendy supposed to be an adult? I don't know. And why the hell did they make Peter Pan such an annoying bozo? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.